I don't know if you've come back. I don't know if you're listening. I know I told you to leave me alone and put me far from your mind. Of course, I don't blame you if you have done just that. But I'm hoping that someone is still there. Still listening. Still believing in me. Because if you won't, who will? Because I'm alone again. I'm on the run again. I don't dare tell you where I am. I can't, not right now, perhaps not ever. I'm sure you're wondering how it came to be that I'm alone again. I'm not sure I even believe it. I'm not sure how to process what I've seen. We were out, my dark stranger and I. I'm ashamed to tell you again that yes, I've been weak, and yes, we were hunting. About to, anyway. I've been avoiding conflict by appeasing the one creature on earth more powerful than I. Please don't take it personally. I do not hate you, but I am still a monster. I'm sorry. But I've got to continue with the story. We were in the dark parts of the city, hiding in hidden alleys and shadowy spaces, waiting for a perfect opportunity. And just as we were about to spring on an unsuspecting, inebriated, oblivious victim less than a block away, there was a flash of light, brighter than the sun, and a sound louder than a crowd of thousands shrieking all at once. And we were flung away from one another and separated by the most beautiful and terrible thing I have seen in many long years. It was as tall and imposing as my stranger. As we were surrounded by a flurry of feathers, I realized through my awe and confusion that it had similar clawed and elongated fingers, similar enormous wings. Perhaps white, perhaps golden, I couldn't be sure with the blinding light. And yet, instead of jet black eyes, its eyes seemed to be blazing bright, as though an eternal flame was lit from within all throughout its body, but found an escape through its two large and spectacular eyes. The creature, this amazing thing that stood between us, had its eyes focused primarily on my stranger, who had the strangest expression in his black eyes. In all the many centuries that I've seen him, I have only seen him calm, usually grinning, occasionally thoughtful, perhaps very slightly perplexed, but always calm, because why not? He is the most powerful thing on the earth. Why let himself be bothered by anything? Until now. I saw in his eyes fury, absolute rage. The creature knew I was there, but without looking at me it clasped its huge hand around my throat and lifted me off the ground. And I don't know how to tell you this, and I don't know what it means, but I saw now in my dark stranger's eyes, I think in his eyes, fear. And then the creature turned its dangerously bright eyes on me, and everything went white. I was lost for some time, floating, perhaps unconscious. I don't know where I went, but everything was white. And I saw a world completely unlike this one. I can't really describe how. It's hard to describe how there could possibly be a world where there are no things. Not really. I can't really explain it other than saying there were no things. Only these creatures and their energy. I could compare it to a great marble hall with great marble ceilings, and yet nothing else. No walls even. A great expanse of marble white. I saw this creature, no longer glowing with that blazing white light, but still beautiful beyond compare. He was, as the one defining characteristic that comes to mind when I remember him, incredibly strong, terrifyingly strong, huge, towering over me. Dressed as a warrior, he carried a huge sword. His eyes were still golden through and through, though not nearly as bright as before. And he looked on me with, I'm sure it was disgust. And I was aware of another behind me. I turned and another towered over me. This one was beautiful too, in fact, much more beautiful than the other, with gorgeous golden eyes as well, much softer, much fuller and more gentle in appearance, dressed in a white flowing gown and holding a golden horn in their hand. And they looked on me with what seemed to be sadness. And there was a third. As he came forward, the three of them trapped me in their triangle. This third one, of course, towering over me as well and looking at me with those amazing golden eyes, was slight in stature and wore a light golden tunic and held in his hand a staff. He looked on me with an obvious and active curiosity, tilting his head to analyze every inch of my face as he pleased. And their huge white wings hung behind them as if they were of no consequence. They spoke without moving their lips, their voices not coming from any particular direction. I had to surmise which voice came from whom. What do you think it is?
Human. I think it is a human. Not possible it has powers like the betrayer. Of course it does. It is his offspring.
No, it's not. It was born of humans.
How did he do it? It is like us. You speak in ignorance. It is like him. Fine, like him, but it is strong, despite the fact that it is so small,
So weak.
so frail. But among the other humans, it is a god.
A what?
A what? One of us, I'm sorry. Good.
What do we do with it?
We show it what it is, what he is,
What he did?
what we are. Then we can decide if we destroy it.
Can we destroy it?
We can at least punish it. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yes, we'll see. Do you have a name, creature?
I paused. I don't remember it. A great sigh from the beautiful one, I think. It is a victim. We cannot punish it. Silence.
We'll see. Creature, look there.
Over in the distance, in this great marble hall, I saw him. My stranger. I could not see his face or his body, for instead of him there, truly it was just a black cloud. These three had blotted out his image in their realm.
We do not let him desecrate this place with his image any longer,
one said, knowing what I was thinking.
He spoke of a place with beautiful things.
Green, growing things. Colorful, succulent things.
Lovely, ferocious, gentle, alive things.
But we were not meant to touch, to eat, to love. We were meant to maintain order both here and in your world.
We each have our dominion through which to do so.
Like healing.
And communication.
And combat. And him,
your beloved.
Your dark stranger. He was meant for one thing.
And at this, the black cloud spread a dark, sprawling, infectious stain across the white marble.
Death.
Destruction.
Desolation. These are necessary.
They are necessary. These are inevitable.
They are predestined.
They maintain order.
The cloud suddenly turned red, and the stain turned red, red as a blood stain across the marble. And it flowed to my feet, and it stained my feet, but it seemed to avoid the feet of my three companions.
He couldn't accept this.
Wouldn't accept this.
He said that if that was what he was meant for, that he should accept his duty and destroy.
And destroy. Not only those who were meant to die.
To be destroyed. But anyone he chose.
Including us.
He would find a way if we would not let him be free. He questioned the plan. He questioned our plan.
He questioned our destiny.
He questioned our law. And he threatened us.
He destroyed some of us.
We don't know how.
We couldn't destroy him.
But we could banish him to the place he loved so well.
We gave him what he wanted.
And we gave him more power than he knew what to do with. He could never touch, never savor,
never hold,
never live.
Until you.
What are you that is so special? What are you that defies our will?
What are you that defies human possibility?
And they waited. They waited for me to answer. And I smiled. I asked. And I looked up at the three of them. I realized they were afraid. They were afraid of me. I don't know. But you don't know either. What could they do to me if they didn't know what I was? Oh, this was power. This was better than hunting. This was better than anything. I couldn't help but laugh.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Get out.
Get out. Stop her. Stop her.
Stop it.
Get out. Get her out. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Get out. Get her out. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Get out. Get out.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Get out. Get her out.
And I woke up. I woke up in that alley. It was daylight. It doesn't hurt me, remember, but it does weaken me. I didn't mind. But I ran. I've been running since. I don't know where my stranger is. I don't know where those three creatures are. I don't know if they're still debating my judgment. I don't care. Let them. Let them try to judge me. I don't care. This is good. I feel good, my friends. Good night. Hello friends, thanks so much for being here with me tonight and listening to On a Dark, Cold Night, episode 23. I'm recording this in one province, editing it in another, and I worked real overtime this week to get this episode out on time, but I made myself a promise and I feel like a beast because I somehow managed to keep it. I apologize if I missed anything this week. Like I said, I'm recording early, so if there are any donations or reviews or emails or anything that come up between now and my release date for this episode, I apologize. I will give you a shout out next time, I promise. Nothing to share this week other than the usual. So the easiest way to support the show is to listen on Radio Public. It's a free app where every listen to my podcast goes toward paying the podcaster, which is a really awesome, very cool initiative. So Radio Public, give it a try. I do have a Ko-fi page. It's ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight. And if you enjoy the show and want to show your support and receive a nice little on-air shout out, buy me a coffee. Or a few coffees, or just follow me on there if you want to decide later. I'm working towards raising enough money to one day get some awesome new equipment to make the show sound even better, and also, of course, to support myself as an artist in this crazy world. If you prefer Patreon, you can find me there at patreon.com/darkcoldnight. Every little bit helps, and I'm really grateful for any and all support. Finally, leave me a review if you like the show. You can do so on iTunes, Stitcher, or podknife.com. You can also drop me a comment on my website or send any questions or thoughts to darkcoldnightpodcast@gmail.com. I'll do my best to read and respond to these on the show. Also follow me on Twitter at @adarkcoldnight, Instagram at darkcoldnightpodcast, or through my Facebook group for the show. Thank you very, very, very much, my friends. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Hope you're doing well. Be well.